Welcome to Newtek Payroll's How-To series of tutorials. This tutorial was designed to help you navigate the payroll system and hopefully answer some of your questions. Keep in mind, our payroll application is so full of functionality that we'll only hit on the more common areas. But don't worry, your payroll specialist is only an email or phone call away. Once logged into the payroll system, you'll be on the employer console, and you'll be able to get to anywhere in the system you need to. A couple of important areas on the home page is where you go to change your password or make sure that you, as the payroll administrator's contact information, is correct. Under the system configuration, you'll click on Edit Profile, and you can view your information, your name, the company address, your email address, and your secret question and answer. The secret question and answer is very important should you ever lose your credentials and need to have it reset. Once you make any changes, you can hit save and you'll be right back out to the console. To change your password, simply click on Change Password and follow the screen directions. Old password, new password, confirm your password, and hit save. Keep in mind your password must be a minimum of 6 characters. Another important area is the Communications and Archives. And under Communications and Archives, you'll be able to view your employees' paychecks, direct deposit advices, as well as W-2s. Simply click on Payroll Document Library, choose what you're looking for, choose your company. No need to enter a date. Just click Show. In just a moment, all of the paychecks that you've processed will appear. So for Susan, by simply clicking on the printer icon, you'll be able to see a copy of her pay and all the details that go with it. Once you're finished in the document library, simply go back up and click on the console. When ready, you'll click on Payroll Management. This is where you'll go to process your payroll. But let's continue to explore the application, and we'll come back to that in a bit. On the top left of your screen, there are 3 tabs: the console, employer users, and reports. Under employer users, you'll be taken to your employee list, which is a list of all your employees where you can go to make any changes that you like. At the top of the page, you'll see you can sort or filter your employees, you can add an employee, you can import employees, or set your preferences. Below, you'll see each one of your employees, where in the system that they are, as well as an edit icon to get in to make changes, and a red hand, which is to terminate. First, let me show you how easy it is to add an employee. Simply click the Add button, and you'll see the Employee Registration Wizard. All of the areas with a red asterisk are required. The employee self-service is for the employee to complete once they log on to the system. In order for an employee to utilize self-service, you will need to have the employee's email on file. Whether or not they're going to have a retirement plan, are they full or part-time, male or female, and the date of their employment. You can choose where in the organization that they will sit. You can enter the tax information. You can add state information. You can add their wages. And maybe this person will get commission. You can add their deductions. You can even add their direct deposit. And save. And that's it. Your employee will be listed in your employee list. Another important area on the employee list is a red hand, and the red hand is a termination wizard. By simply clicking the red hand, you can separate an employee from your company by answering 3 easy steps. You can put in the termination date, a reason for termination, which can be as granular or high level as you like, as well as whether or not you've paid them their last check, and whether you want them to maintain active status. We'll say no. And hit save. Once it saves to the system, you'll notice that the employee has grayed out, and you'll no longer see that employee when you go to process your payroll. The next area I'd like to show you is how to make employee maintenance changes. Find the employee that you'd like to make changes to and click on their name. This will bring you into the employee information, or the employee's profile, if you will. As you drill down into each of the different areas, you'll be able to make any changes that you like. Starting on the left, let's go down through some of the more important places. Bank information. Your bank information is where you would go to set up your direct deposit. As you saw a moment ago, you can set up a direct deposit when you are entering in new hire information. But there are times when you may have to make direct deposit changes to an already existing employee. When that happens, you'll need to update 2 pages in the system. The first is the banking information. And over on the right, click Add, enter the bank name, and again, where you see an asterisk is where the information is required. Routing number. Even though this is direct deposit, you do need a check number. Number could be anything that you'd like it to be. Account number and account type. The second page is EE direct deposit on the left. Simply add the next bank, choose the bank. When adding a second bank for an employee, you'll need to be very careful of the order of the banks. If your first bank is the remaining account, then all of the money will go to that bank account. You'll want to make sure that you change the order of the banks so that your new bank with the fixed amount of $50 is first, and the original bank for the remaining net pay is second. Newtek does not pre-note, so make sure that under the pre-note cycle, you always choose a 1. That's it, and hit save. The next important area I'd like to show you is under the information screen. Under information, by clicking edit, you'll be able to edit fields such as the employee's name, their address, their email address. You can even upload an employee photo if you wanted to. As you scroll down, you can choose a legal address and a mailing address, and whether or not they're on FMLA status. If you finish with this employee, you can hit save and exit, and you'll be taken right back to the employee list. If you still need to make changes, click right back onto the employee, and we can continue down. The next place is EE Tax Details. The Employee Tax Details shows all of the taxes associated with this employee's profile. You'll notice that this employee, for their federal income tax, is claiming married with 1 exemption. If you want to change that, over on the right, click the edit icon. The edit icon looks like a little pen and paper. Once clicked, it'll open up the screen to be editable. And as you can see, it'll be pretty intuitive as to where you can make your changes. You can change them to married or single. You can change the number of exemptions. You can make an additional withholding if you want to. Once you've completed all the changes, hit save. If you need to make changes to another tax, click back on the EE Tax Details, find the next tax that you'd like to make changes to, make your change, and hit save. The next area I'd like to show you are pay codes. The next area I'd like to show you is pay codes. These are the pay codes that are associated with this particular employee. If you want to make a change to a pay code, find the pay code, and just like we did a moment ago, click the edit icon. When the page opens up, some of the fields will be editable for you. Whether or not it's active or inactive, whether or not you want to show it on their pay stub, whether or not you want to include the 401 calculation in this particular earning. It'll give you the year-to-date. It'll highlight the taxes that this employee is responsible for. You'll see where on the W-2 these earnings will appear. You'll see where on your particular general ledger it will appear. As well, at the very bottom is the employee's hourly rate, which you can easily change as needed. The next place I'd like to show you are the deduction codes. We can create deductions for you in any way you'd like, pre-tax, post-tax, or even a declining balance. In this particular case, we have a dental pre-tax insurance. By clicking the edit icon, you can see that this deduction is set up as a pre-tax to show up on the pay stub. Where on the general ledger you'll find it. We're going to take it every run in a fixed amount of $3.25. If you wanted to change that amount, say during open enrollment, simply highlight the amount and change it to whatever the new amount should be. Scroll to the bottom and hit save. The next place to show you is organization assignment. And the organization assignment is where within your company your employee sits. Making changes to their organization assignment is just as easy as clicking the box. As you can see, an employee can be in multiple, with having a primary home department, or in just one. And that's it. We've concluded the employee information maintenance changes. The last place that I'd like to show you is the Reports tab. Now, Newtek has about 40 standard reports, so we won't go through all, but I will show you how to locate your payroll register. Scroll down till you'll see your pay reports. Expand the section, click on the payroll register. When the window pops up, choose the following filters. Choose your company name. You don't need a run type, but you may want to run it by pay run ID in case you have a lot of pay runs. And then enter your date. In both fields. The reason that there are multiple date fields is because all of our reports can be run for a single date, a single pay run, or a span of dates. As you can see, the payroll register is now available. You can export the data in any number of ways, but please remember, we never purge our reports, so you don't have to. This concludes the navigational piece of this tutorial. Let's go back to the console so I can show you how to process using QuickPay.